What's up, everybody? Thank you again for tuning into Wasted Local Talent. And we've got a very special episode for you. It's actually a two-parter. It's our first two-part episode, and it's featuring Ghandiii and Patrick Hall. Ghandiii is a local hip-hop rap artist from Morgantown, and Patrick Hall does his production and is his manager. Very, very fun interview we had with these two. I've known Patrick for a very long time. Really cool dude. It's awesome to see him grow in the music scene and watch him help a lot of different hip-hop artists grow and get their content out there. So this is going to be a very fun two-part episode. It's going to be a little bit different structure. So typically we'll run ads, things like that during the episode, but this time we're not going to do that. We're actually going to, I'm going to tell you about our sponsors right here at the beginning. That way these two-part episodes can flow one right into the other one. No interruptions there. And also there's not going to be an outro for this first episode either. We're actually going to feature one of Ghandii's new songs from his upcoming album. The song's called Bands, and it's killer. Like the first time I listened to Ghandiii, I actually thought he was a famous hip-hop artist. I didn't know that he was based right here in Morgantown. The quality's amazing. The content, the lyrics are good, heartfelt. And I'm really excited for you guys to hear it. So let's get into our sponsors here. We are sponsored by Thunder Prints out of Morgantown, West Virginia. They are a locally owned and operated screen printing company. Matt and Megan Stewart do awesome screen printing. They're actually getting ready to launch their Thunder Supply line, which is going to be their own clothing line. They're going to do a bunch of different accessories, clothing, beanies, tote bags, as well as shirts, hoodies, all sorts of really cool stuff. You can check out Thunder Supply on Instagram and Facebook at Thunder Supply CO. And don't forget to check out their Instagram and Facebook for Thunder Prints. It's Thunder Prints WV. If you decide to purchase an order from them, if you use the promo code Thunder13, you'll get 13% off of your first order. And whenever you do that, make sure you get the Bella Canvas shirts. I'm telling you, man, it's like the softest damn material I've ever worn. I hardly ever wear anything else. I love it so much. And also a huge shout out to Worst Kept Secret from Morgantown for letting us use the song Bender in our episodes. I'm going to dive into a little bit of why we decided to use Bender for Wasted Local Talent. The chorus of Bender is really the main reason it was chosen. We did have a lot of people apply to have songs used, and we chose Bender because of the chorus and how it really speaks to what Wasted Local Talent is about and what we're trying to do here. The chorus is, because this is our home, this is right where we belong. Be proud of the places that we are from. This is our home. It might not mean much to some. Don't take it for granted. Tomorrow it might be gone. Now, I would sit and explain why that means so much to me, but honestly, it kind of speaks for itself. So huge shout out to them for letting us use that. You can check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Worst Kept Secret WV. You can check them out on Bands in Town, Spotify, iTunes. They're everywhere. And really, again, thank you, Jared. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Pat. And thank you, Ryan, for letting us use that song. And also, Pat, you for whipping my ass so bad in fantasy football. I'm coming for you next time. And before we actually get to the episode, don't forget to check out 13 Palm Trees, our parent company, 13palmtrees.com. And if you would like to be on the show, you can go to 13palmtrees.com/wastedlocaltalent. Right now, honestly, we have been absolutely flooded with applications, and we are super excited to get to everybody. And due to mine and Jed's schedules being only able to record one day a week, we were booked up clear through February, and it's nuts. So if we haven't gotten a reply to you about booking you on our show yet, don't worry, we will. It's been crazy busy. We appreciate every application. We will get to you, we promise. And don't forget to check out our other podcast that 13 Palm Trees brings to you. We've got D&D Kinda, where my brother Michael hosts. Not really hosts, but he DMs me and Jed and our buddies Ryan and Josh in a epic D&D adventure where we just get drunk and piss him off. It's fantastic, good times. And then Ryan and Michael actually do another podcast called Video Game Mythos, where they dive. There's a baby. I love the baby. Sorry, Michael's in the room right now, and his daughter Sloan is trying to stay awake and fall asleep. We're not sure what she's trying to do. Anyway, Video Game Mythos, they dive into characters, video game characters, and different lore behind those characters and different factions and groups of characters in these shows. It's really, really cool, really informative of different video game characters, things like that. So, and also bringing to you a brand new podcast from Roger Harper and Josh Folmsby, Gurus of Gaming. Gurus of Gaming podcast. They've got 6 episodes out now, and we are proud to bring them to you under the 13 Palm Trees flag here. And definitely check them out. Give them a listen. Give them a like. Tell Roger you love him. And yeah, let's get to the episode. What is up, everybody? I'm Daniel.
And I'm Jed.
And I'm Ghandiii on drugs, bitch.
And I'm Pat, Gandhi's embarrassed fucking manager.
And we're all wasting talent today.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah, we're not wasted yet, though.
No.
No. Too early on a Sunday. We were wasted last night, though.
I'm hot, though. We good.
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 So when did you two start working together?
We were talking about this yesterday, trying to figure it out. I think I had found him on Twitter last year when I was on tour. This was like literally at this time
Fresh
last
off
year.
tour.
No, I wasn't even off tour yet. I'd hit you up and I was still gone. Yeah. And we linked because he's from Maryland and my cousin who's from like the tri-state area up there in Martinsburg and close to all that.
Shout out, Gavin.
Yeah, he knew of him and told me to look him up. So I looked him up. We talked in the DMs for a while. And then when I got home from tour, we ended up linking up and shit's just
been wavy ever
it's been great
since.
then.
It's
We've
been
just
wild.
been working.
So has Patrick produced all of your stuff
Honestly,
to date so far?
Honestly, I would say this newer album that's coming out, Love and Terror, that's mostly produced by him. But, like, we've done a lot of songs together. But, like, honestly, just on Patrick's beats, I've got, like, I don't even know, like 10 songs maybe.
Yeah.
10 songs.
Because where I don't normally make a whole lot of beats for my clients. I'll do it just like for fun every now and then. I engineer all his stuff, so everything that's come out since Numb, shout out Tristan.
Shout out Tristan.
Numb was the last thing that you did that I didn't engineer. And then I think like each project has had like a couple songs
And
where
then
I
like
did the beats.
the project Sharks in the Water was just like my mindset, honestly. So we didn't really get to jump into the beat part. But now like this project has been more like, what can we do together?
We took our
More,
time with this one.
This one is, and it's more substance too. Like, you know what I mean? More emotion. Shit you want to have on an album. Human connection.
Yeah.
I want people to feel that shit.
Yeah, Patrick let me hear 2 of the songs from it, and the second one, I forget the name of it, but it was very like as soon as it started, and it was like you could feel the emotion in it. Like it definitely hit. I'm gonna actually pull up the name of it.
You know, like it's a lot of
I
this.
think that
like,
one's Fuck Love.
I gotta talk
Yeah,
about
I think
it.
that's
Like, it's
which
a lot
one
of
it is.
this
Yeah,
sad
it
boy
was-
shit going on right now, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a really depressed person at times, but like, the shit's just not like cool anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know, it's just so depressing. It's just like you can, like, we talk all this shit like we don't never want to fall again, but it be the same motherfuckers that fall again with the next girl, like over and over and over again. Like, so it's just to me a continual bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to just get over it type shit. Like, I don't know, I'm just over that sad boy wave.
Yeah, I mean, it makes for good any type of art, honestly.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it's still creative.
Yeah.
It's still creative.
Yeah, it's where most of my music comes from.
Yeah.
Whenever I write,
I try to use as much emotion as I can.
We still have a
much.
couple. We still have a couple joints on the upcoming release though that are definitely more turn up oriented, especially bands.
I try to make it
Bands is
like
probably one of the ones that feature
like,
that.
I've been
the
through
most.
something, but like there's better. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like there's an uplifting part to it. Keep you focused.
Yeah, he's always come out the other side
Oh, yeah.
stronger. Typically,
That's the type
you know?
of shit I want right there.
Yeah.
I want that vision.
So what happened to you, Daniel?
I don't know. Jed had to deal with me through my last split up,
Fuck
where I just
bitches.
laid on his porch and cried
Fuck
and
love, do
drank
drugs.
Bro,
until
it
I couldn't
happens,
fucking walk. Yeah,
It happens.
it does happen. The only thing is, like, I didn't write from it. I'm still waiting because I
Edit
know
this out.
I know it's.
Real thank you for that.
Sponsored by Vape Nation.
Vape Nation, Vape Life, hashtag.
No, I mean getting broken up with and like dealing with heartbreak and like coming back from it, like whether you're a man or a woman or not, like I feel like a lot of people showcase, like especially online, there's the romanticism of what women go through and the fallout of a breakup and shit, but like everybody deals with that. If you're in love with a person, doesn't matter. You can be in love with a fucking
social media
fish.
Makes it worse.
Like if that
Social
shit
media
goes,
makes that
like
so much worse.
It does.
it's almost like, and especially as a creative person, it's almost like when you channel like that whole process of losing somebody and all that, it's like almost shedding like a skin.
Bro, that's
being
why
like
I feel like
reborn and shit. Like
it sounds biased, but like my music is like a crutch, honestly. So for me to say that like Sad Boy isn't like good, I mean that's kind of fucked up now that I think about it, because like I have like a crutch. I can just write about it for 6 months and then, you know what I mean, when the album drops, I'm over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I feel like you're writing a lot more than, because I work with a bunch of different rappers, all different types of rappers, and I feel like him especially, like it's very much what he's feeling at the time. I feel like you don't do it like, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak a whole lot. I'm not gonna speak a whole lot on your writing process, but like you come into the studio where like a lot of people, I'll have them pre-prepare songs so that way I don't have to spend 6 hours tracking with somebody. But he'll come in, we'll listen to the instrumental that he wants to go in on. He'll get like a basic topic and start writing, and it's normally very much like relative to what he's going through at the time. So it's his material's honest material, especially on this newer release.
a lot of substance.
So when did you start rapping, Gandhi?
Honestly, like I would say it was around RP to Mac, around when Delusional Thomas came out, around like 2013, 2014. And then it was like, I was just sad. So another thing, I was just sad, so I just started writing, and I don't know. But I take it serious, like, I'd say like 3 years ago. Started to really dive into like, what do I need to do? How do I get there? What do I need to do next?
Yeah.
Planning it all out. But like, I'd say 5 years, 5-6 years strong. Yeah. Just haven't stopped, honestly.
What about you, Patrick? How long have you been?
I've been rapping for 2 years.
He's a SoundCloud rapper.
I told him none of them could afford me for a feature version.
So as far as producing, I know you've been playing music forever.
10 years now, yeah.
10 years.
But the production and the rap stuff, honestly, it happened completely by fucking accident. I did not plan to start getting into this. It was just something that, like, a couple years ago, I wasn't on the road 6 months out of the year, so I had to, other than bartending, find something to, you know, I wanted to be able to continue to have music be a part of my work life as much as possible. So I started toying around with a couple friends of mine, like a couple dudes that I went to high school with that I knew kind of just did like freestyle Fridays and stuff like that, just amongst friends. And I hit them up and I was like, yo, I got a microphone. Like, why don't you come up? We'll try this out. Because at this point I knew I didn't want to record bands, because and anybody who does that for a living, like, hats off to you, because I get annoyed with individual clients dealing with 5 or 6, sometimes 4 or 5, 6 motherfuckers at the same time. Like, I couldn't do it. So when I transitioned into trying out like producing rap music, or more or less engineering rap music, producing's more along like the beat side of things. But I did it just for fun.
It goes along with us meeting 7 months ago, like type shit. Like, it's really.
But I mean, this is even before that. This is
I
like,
mean the beat process though.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't
me
really
rapping
start
on his
doing
beats
that
yet.
until
Like,
later.
it just started like.
Less than a year.
Yeah. Like, so it's just like, oh wow.
It's been weird to see how things have come together. Like I'm 2 years into, you know, and I'm still learning with recording artists and things like that, and trying to put together, you know, grassroots level careers for a lot of these people in an area where there's not a whole lot of shit going on, especially for rap music. And like we were talking before we started, like the Morgantown scene has just been, it's been great because people come to shows, people are supporting. You have the college kids that even when the college kids aren't in town, truthfully, there's still kids showing up to shows, which is cool. And you,
like
Daniel,
really
and I, you and I know of all people, like how hard it can be to get people to come out in this area to a fucking show.
Yeah.
It's very
I've never been
difficult
disappointed
sometimes.
yet, so it's been fun.
Yeah.
I wish I could say the same.
Yet.
Hey,
I'll have my turns. I'll have my
Yeah.
turns, you know.
Shit, being disappointed for turnouts at a local show is one thing. Try being on tour. Like you're 6 weeks into like a 9-week long tour, or like a string of tours that add up to that amount of time, and you're playing shows for $100 and there's like fucking 35 kids there. Sucks.
We gonna rage though.
You forgot that I was in Darling Waste for like 4 years.
Oh my God, that's right. You did some international touring.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. What
How's
am I even talking
international
about?
touring? What's that like?
It was awesome. It was really fucking cool.
Free D Weezy. I still have the fucking shirt, man.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, story time. Story time with Daniel. So we went to England.
Break out your Werthers.
Gotta go change my Depends real quick because this might get fucking heavy. So in 2010, in early 2010, my old band went to England. We recorded an album, then went on tour for 30 days. And we liked it so much, and since we were assigned to that label over there, we were planning on moving over there. So in October, the singer and our keyboardist were already there, and I went to fly over. Well, I got detained at the border, held overnight, or no, that time I was held for like 10 hours, and then they sent me back, and didn't really give me an explanation. So I came back, saved up a little bit of money, and our singer came back to send some more of his stuff over because we actually shipped our van, our trailer, and all of our equipment over.
Oh my God.
And we flew back, and we both actually got detained, got sent to what they call it, a maximum security terrorist holding facility for overnight, and then deported the next day. So,
Well, you got thumbed, huh?
oh yeah,
So they sent you back to the U.S. twice,
yes.
Right.
and they didn't tell you like.
After that, we kind of figured why. It's the band that we toured with over there before, because beforehand we didn't have visas, so we couldn't make money.
Right.
But we were over there to record, and we went out on tour. Whenever that ended, whenever we tried to go back, during that process, the manager of the band that we toured with before, I guess they got a hold of him at some point and asked if we had made money while we were over there. And him, instead of being like, no, because we really didn't make money. All the money that was made from the shows went back into gas and food, shit like that. So we really weren't making money. He told him that, yeah, we made X amount of money every night. And, they caught us at the border and fucking deported us for essentially for making money illegally in another country, which wasn't really the case because, the money, we never actually saw cash in our hand.
Right.
It all went to the manager.
Oh yeah.
And then
everybody's got to get theirs.
Yeah, from there it was put into gas or whatever we needed. So
what's it like being waterboarded?
It wasn't bad. No, it's not bad. They don't do that stuff in England. They give you some tea and
You get T-boarded. Yeah. You get T-boarded.
well, the crazy thing was is that whenever we were
Bring the
actually
Earl Grey, we're gonna make him talk.
when we were in the intake, whenever they're like fingerprinting us and all that shit, they're like, we got to have you guys wait because you're American. And we have to make sure that we don't put you in a cell because every cell was 2 people. And there were no cells there were 2 beds open. They're like, we can't put you in a cell with certain people because certain people hate Americans. If they find out that you don't like, or that you're American, it could be really bad. So Lance got this old like Korean guy that didn't speak a lick of English. Lance went in, dude was asleep because this was like 3 or 4 in the morning over there. Takes his pillow, and he's like, this is fucking mine now. You stay there, and went to bed. I go in, the dude that I was in the cell
Lance
with.
said that to the Korean guy.
Yes.
He big dicked him, came in and big dicked the guy.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
edit that out.
Yeah.
Well, I went into my cell, and dude was asleep. So I was like,
Daniel
well, I'm just
cuddled
gonna,
him.
Yeah, just curl up in bed with him. No, and at that point, I was like 135 pounds. Like, I'm in no position to fucking try to do anything right here. So, but enough about me.
That sounds like an outrageously intense situation, man.
It was.
That sounds bad.
It makes for a cool story, but man, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That moment probably sucks ass.
Yeah.
So that's where they got the idea for Harold and Kumar Escape from the
Yeah. Roughly.
Makes sense now.
It was about
Still get paid
45
for
years ago. Oh, shit.
What, you're looking at me? Oh, you want me to ask it now?
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Or whenever.
No, yeah, I'll ask it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I ask a question to all the bands and artists that come on the show, and you guys can feel free to answer this collectively, individually, however you want to. But so the music that you play or produce, whatever, describe your style using famous actors and actresses.
Ooh. Now this is this is a weird one for me. I'm gonna let you go first because I gotta figure out whether or not
famous actors and actresses.
Yeah, and you
Can
can
it be
pick
with the movie.
You can pick a specific movie. You can
All right,
pick
Jared Leto, Suicide Squad.
Oh shit! Okay.
shit.
Heath Ledger, Batman, Joker.
Okay, I see a theme.
With a little bit of
Lil Richard.
with a little bit of Kevin Hart funny with some Adam Sandler innuendos.
Okay. Any specific Adam Sandler? Like any movie in particular?
Like Billy Madison, old Adam
or like
Sandler,
Jack and Jill?
Nah, I'm thinking like Click.
Okay.
That was a good fucking movie.
It
It was a real
I almost cried at the end of that movie.
sad
man.
shit
It was like,
going on.
Yeah.
Any
With
movie
the uplifting
with
calling my
ending,
parents,
got the
telling them I
sad
love them
shit
and
with
shit.
the uplifting ending. You know what I'm saying?
Any movie
Emotional
with
the
Kate
uplifting
Beckinsale
ending
in
with
it,
a couple
too.
laughs here and there.
yeah,
But it's just depressing as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
that's like my life.
Yeah.
That's definitely my life. That's definitely my life. A lot of good shit, but it's just
It's
depressing.
depressing, yeah.
Man, I don't know how to answer that question. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't want to say some lame shit or
I just
be
pick people that just
completely
don't give a
off.
fuck with some laughs.
I don't know. Maybe a little bit of Scott Pilgrim going on.
Okay.
I felt
There you
that.
go,
I felt
yeah.
that.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
add him in mine too.
Yeah.
The anime vibe. Michael Cera.
She give us 3 at least.
Michael
She give us
Cera.
3 at least. So you got Scott Pilgrim.
The intensity, and this is with my guitar playing, not with my rap shit.
Yeah.
SoundCloud.
The intensity of Super Saiyan God Goku from the last Dragon Ball Z movie.
Okay.
Damn. Even
Okay.
I
I thought Scott Pilgrim was as nerdy as it was going to get.
Yeah, we're showing our true colors. Jed's wearing a fucking Blastoise shirt, by the way.
Listen, I have Pokemon tattoos. I got Pokemon tattoos. I'm not trashing it. I'm just
Let
saying.
me think.
Sweet.
Mark Wahlberg in Four Brothers.
Oh my god,
Okay.
Feel that.
that movie is fucking great.
All right. Yeah.
And also, at times, Andre 3000 from Four Brothers. He's your family man.
a family
I like my family.
Okay.
I love my family.
All right.
That's all right.
That was a
There
good
we
one,
go.
Patrick.
To dig
I
it.
like that one. That was a good question.
That was
Yeah.
a
That was some off the wall shit. But
it
I fuck with
just-
that
it's an
question.
interesting
It
question.
It
just
definitely
came
caught
to
me
me.
off guard.
It came to me one day. Well, I don't remember who I
Supposed to
asked
edit every time I
first,
do
but it just came to me one day while I was sitting here. I was trying to think of like something to say because like we don't plan anything,
Right.
Like we don't have questions written down, so like we don't.
That's what make podcasts lit.
Yeah.
The very first time that we ever did it, we had like a sheet that we went off of, and it was just I don't know. I didn't like
Horrible,
it.
no
I
organization.
Did it
didn't
feel like
it.
dry doing it that
Yeah,
way?
it felt weird. It felt like you had to try to like force the conversation because like you have these things that you're trying to talk about.
Right.
But now it's just like, oh shit, that brings me to a good point. Where can people look your guys' stuff up at? Because that's something that we would
Everywhere,
forget
just
about.
Google me.
Yeah.
Ghandii. Literally, as soon as you Google me, like everything pops up.
So more specifically,
Just Google me,
You can
son.
look for him online on Twitter, Instagram, all that.
I'm
just like
Gandhi.
myself. But you can also go on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon, Google Play,
Every music
YouTube,
platform that plays music, I'm on it.
Yeah. Yep.
That ass.
Just go on there and search. Make sure you search Gandhi with 3 eyes.
3 hours. Stay
at the
woke,
end.
motherfuckers.
There we go. Yeah. So
And definitely listen to Sharks in the Water. I fucking love that goddamn album, dude.
I do too, man.
I listened
Thank
to it.
you.
I listened to it this morning on the way and to and from work this morning. I fucking
It's just
love it.
different. I think that's why
I
everybody
love it.
vibe with it. Because like I went from a dark stage to like, that's why I go back to like the uplifting shit. It's just a better response to it. Like you can put the bad shit in there, but like give it like hope to it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's a way out. Like you know what I mean? Because you keep stuck in that depression shit. It's just like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean?
You'll
Just
stay
keep going
there.
and going
Yeah,
and
you'll
going
stay
and
there.
going and going. That's how I don't vibe with it sometimes. But like,
Sharks in the Water
Sharks in the Water is definitely-
it was a lot more uplifting content
it's more like
on
the
there.
come up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, damn, this shit's real now.
And we're still in the come up.
Still.
We're still
not get it
trying
twisted.
to make shit
Hollywood as
go.
fuck,
Yeah,
though.
he is. He's Hollywood as fuck, but and
a
he
face
should
tab,
be
bro.
at times. He should be at times. Yeah, you need to get your face tatted. That might be the key.
Trying to show up in the Teletubbies type shit like, don't do drugs, kids.
No, but,
Can't do that
Sharks
with
in the
face.
Water. Honestly, like it was and still is a very important effort that I was involved in for my career, because when I go online and I'm trying to find more established artists and use some of my connections from working in the rock world to kind of build a bridge over to them. Like, I have his Sharks in the Water record like linked in my Twitter bio, so that way I can tell them, like, if you want to check the quality of my production level, you can go and you can listen to this. Here's a couple tracks that I would recommend to you know, hear different types of you know, mixing techniques or whatever. And still to this day, I've done, I don't know, like 400 songs since then probably, but I still use his as the benchmark because it's such a
good foundation.
It's a good listen from start to finish. Like, I don't find myself skipping
I feel like
songs.
it was very
listening to
organized too. Like, you can, like, many people told me you can play it from the beginning straight to the end.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what I want, and that's when
Yeah.
classics come in, because you can just keep playing.
We spent
playing
6
over and
months
over,
working
yeah.
on it.
6 months.
6
Like,
months, yeah.
Honestly,
I
it used
think-
to take me like, what, 30 days, not even 30 days to make a mixtape. Now it's just like, I sit back and think about it like, damn, bro, like I spent 6 months on
Yeah.
that album. Like, that's the minimum. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's where you go from there. Like, shit's wild.
Yeah, I hate releasing a song or an album and then being like, man, we could have done that a lot better. We could have done that a lot better. This could have been good.
And
this
we
solo
still
and
felt
stuff
like we could have done so much more off Sharks in the Water. Like, even like, you know what I mean? To this day, we sit
I
there
feel like
like
that shit goes hand in
yeah,
hand.
like it
being
could, like
creative,
we still
like-
learning though. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so your next album, you'll know those things that
we
you
feel
want to
good
change.
about
You know,
Love
you
and
just
Terror.
so
Real good about Love and Terror.
You know,
That's
that's
a great response.
that's some shit though that
Wow.
I don't want to harp on it too much because we have a tendency to go down this rabbit hole too often. But I feel like one of the things that I miss from, you know, everything being on physical media, CDs,
Yeah.
tapes, that kind of shit, is that I can't think of a good example. I've been sitting here trying to ever since you said that.
I don't know.
But,
Like, sometimes I sit there and think about like the hard copies, but like,
oh, I miss whenever it was like you listened
like
to
that's
a
a
CD and it was like one song flowed into the next, flowed into
yeah.
the next, flowed into the next, flowed into the next. And then I remember, I
That's
can't
how I
think of the
remember it.
album,
Yeah.
but it was like when you hit the last song on the CD and it skipped back to the first, it flowed from the last song into the first.
the first one, yeah.
So you could just play that shit on repeat over and over again, and it was like a movie of music, you know? It was awesome. But now it's like everything's so digitalized that like every individual song is a message, you know, and it's like they're not linked, they're not interconnected, which is not.
I try to tell a story through the whole entire
Yeah,
thing. Like,
exactly.
I even got to the part on Sharks in the Water. If you look at the titles of the song, they're all labeled in a certain way that it tells a message. Literally.
I think I even missed out on that shit.
I posted it one day.
That's
Like,
like
it's
some.
literally a
What was the Tool album? Lateralis, was that the one?
It's the depressive part to the blow
yeah,
up.
where
I think
like
so.
everything
This is
is
my
based on the
rise.
Fibonacci number throughout the whole album.
Those dudes, they're on a different
You
level.
see, you
of
read
shit,
it.
man. Yeah.
It's from being going crazy to being paranoid to being depressed to coming up to being on your rise.
yeah. I didn't even
Kobe's the
Yeah.
ball and part the swish. You got your money now. I'm up now. I'm rised.
Yep.
Just tell us like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people didn't realize that.
Sitting here trying to find you guys' Instagram so I could tag you on this.
Am I on Instagram?
you.
It was just
On
the
Instagram,
wasted,
I'm Gandhi too.
the wasted local
Make
talent.
sure you put the I am
okay.
there.
I was gonna say I don't know if I'm on Instagram or not.
You are. I tag you and shit. I wonder why you never fucking do anything.
I don't know. I have the I don't like. I turned
I
off
hate
all
notifications, too.
notifications for all social media. So like I still have the apps on my phone because like it's just too hard to. I've done that before. I actually had a flip phone for like 6 months, something like that. I got rid of. I gave my smartphone to Josh actually.
Yeah.
And I just got myself a flip phone because I was
Oh,
like, I don't want to
yeah.
have social media anymore.
That was another thing that
Those
sucked
used to be
about
the meanest, like, hang up on calls.
Oh,
Like,
dude, snap! Dude, that was the best part of having that
No,
thing.
it was the worst part because the first time we ever fucking recorded, he'd get on his phone and you'd just hear it in the background. It's like smack, smack, smack. Great.
You'd hear me
We were
clicking
fucking,
in the
you know,
background.
2003. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Out here with
like-
your T9 hitting shit like 4 times to get to a letter.
I remember that. Then one day you showed up with a smartphone and I'm like, couldn't fucking stop.
I just couldn't stay away.
I try, man. Because I'll keep a phone for 3 or 4 years. Honestly, it's the one thing that I like won't fuck up. After a certain amount of time, I take good care of phones. When I went to get my last one, I very heavily considered getting a flip phone, but I'm like, man,
trap.
I hate that I have to kind of have social media.
That's the only reason that I keep a smartphone is because
Yeah.
of the music and the podcasting stuff. It's just, I don't want to
I like
sit down.
I like
at a
social
computer
media for
every
all the wrong reasons. Literally, I just like to talk shit. And just, you know, I don't know. I just feel like people take that shit too serious.
They do. They really do.
Call,
The other day,
so I just get on. I just
Not
say
to name any names.
I'll be very upfront about this because we touched on it before we started recording. Like, I had post notifications on for him for the longest time, and I'd call him 3 or 4 times a week, FaceTime or whatever, and be like, "Man, delete it." And I wouldn't even have to say it. He'd answer the phone. He'd be like, "All right." And he knew damn well that he had to go and clean some stuff off of
we
his
used to
Twitter.
talk all the time. He'd be like, "Yo, you should." You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you post on social media. Like, I mean, it matters, but as long as you're getting engagements, like, you know what I mean? People are interacting.
Yeah.
So in my mind, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say wild shit on the internet, opinionated bullshit. Like, that's gonna touch somebody, and then eventually somebody will respond.
I'm like, okay, so.
Somebody's looking at this.
Some industry person is gonna like hear his music and be like, "Oh, this guy's cool," and then go to his social media and be like, "This is a fucking train wreck." Like,
what is happening?
That's the one thing that
I've calmed it down.
About.
It's just more like
A dude's name that
fuck with all your hand tats, by the way.
Thank you. The MMA fighter from last night, his fucking Instagram.
Oh, Jesus
Khabib?
Christ. Derek Lewis, man.
Derek
Black
Lewis.
Beast.
It's wild.
Yeah,
Greatest
he's
promotion.
crazy. Yeah.
The greatest
Oh my
promotion ever.
God.
That marketing right there.
Yeah.
So that's how my mind is like, you know what I'm saying?
After watching his post-fight interview, I very much want to
my
get a
God.
tattoo that
Listen.
says USA up in this
Yeah,
hole.
like that.
Listen,
USA up in
man
this
was
like, Trump called me and said, fuck that Russian up.
So that
So I
was
fucked
great.
him up, go USA. Like,
So that shit was great, right?
but do you
then-
know what Khabib said after that? He's talking about style. Putin called him up and was like, fuck those guys up. Don't shit like... he about to go to war some wild shit.
No, what the best thing
Over a
was
UFC
though,
fight.
they brought that dude on FS1, right? Fox Sports Network.
Right.
So like on the pay-per-view, they can kind of say whatever they want, and it doesn't really get bleeped out. It doesn't, there's nothing crazy going on or anything like that. But on network television, they can't say stuff like that. So they brought this dude on Fox. And they're talking to him, and they're asking him about like, oh man, asking about the fight, and he just obviously does not care. And he's just like, yeah, he's like, well, for my last fight, I only trained 30 minutes a day, so I figured for this one, I should bump it up to a full hour a day. He's like, so maybe I should try to do a little bit more than that for the next one, And they were just like, oh yeah, great job on a big win. Like, what are your plans now? Because I guess he normally celebrates by getting himself a cheese plate and some wine. And they were like, are you going to do that this time again? He's like, I don't know. I'm just going to go home, throw my wife's legs in the air, and just see what happens.
Oh my God.
On cable television.
Big waves.
That's
me.
awesome.
Great.
The world needs more of that.
Yes.
Oh, he's great.
Then don't dog on Gandhi every time he posts something.
I just,
Yeah.
he doesn't anymore. He doesn't anymore.
I stopped. I turned off the post
For some
notifications
reason,
and I told him like, go
my
ape
fan
shit.
base is mostly like younger kids, like early college kids, and then like high school kids. So like they're the ones that's like really like engaged on my shit. Like,
Yeah.
So I just be sitting there. And I calmed it back. It used to be whatever the fuck came to my mind. I'm saying it on Twitter. Like it just didn't matter whatsoever. So now it's like. It's just more opinionated, like thought out posts. Like, what do you think on the subject? But it's always big things that's happening right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Kavanaugh shit. Like,
Yeah.
It's wild. People.
By the way, I gotta
It's
show you
mad
guys.
Yeah.
Shit. Yo, I have this group chat with my uncles and my dad. And my uncle, he's very much a meme sharer. Like to the point where he's kind of OD with it. Where you're like
a moth meme.
No, fuck no, I wouldn't do that to you. This is Kavanaugh arrives for his confirmation or his confirmation.
Does he have a keg?
He's got a fucking beer keg in his
Oh
hands.
my God. Jesus.
It's hilarious. I like beer.
man.
I like beer. Okay.
God damn it.
So outrageous.
We'll have to post that. You'll have to send that to me so we can post it with the episode.
Oh, I'll send it. Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you right now.
So Gandhi, what do you think about the since obviously you're kind of a wild card on the social media shit, what do you think about like this trend of people who weren't famous, until they got older or whatever. And then it's like once they become famous, people immediately start doing this shit where they go back and they start digging into their old social media and pulling posts and then trying to slander people.
I'm one of those people, I don't give a fuck about your personal life, honestly. If that's the case, like every fucking famous person that we've ever had would be under the microscope and be fucked over, like in jail, probably for a very long time. Like we got Elvis Presley doing heroin, Whitney Houston doing hella drugs, Bobby Brown, fucking Michael Jackson, you know what I mean? Like, that would take away like all of our fucking legends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that shit. Like, I listen to the music.
Because people are going to be people.
Right, we're still human at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like there's this weird kind of expectation of individuals that when they're like widely regarded and famous for any reason, whether it's acting, entertainment media, whatever the fuck, business especially, there's this like, it's a super weird mindset that people should be, completely impervious from just being human. Like people fuck up, people indulge in things at times. Like you'll you can't expect someone to be perfect. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just because people get money or they get like fame, like you're expected to be like a whole different being.
Now, but at the same time, if you were a fucking piece of shit before you got famous,
I'm gonna be a fucking piece of shit. I'm just gonna be honest.
And people find out. But I don't mean it.
I blow up. It's a rap.
I mean completely different. Completely different. Piece of shittery, like upper echelon piece of shittery.
Oh,
is what I mean.
It's gonna be elite level God type fuckery that I'm doing every day. I'm telling you, I would be the most talked about artist on the East Coast at all times. I'm gonna leave the house in like 12 ratchet ass designers, 6 bitches. Like, it's gonna be bad.
I don't fuck with like downers or anything like that at all. But the second that you get famous, I'm probably gonna have to get a Xanax prescription because I'm just gonna be like, oh god, like
can't do it.
Yeah. I hope it happens. I truly do. I mean, I really, like, all jokes aside, I started working with Ghandiii and grew very close with him because
that usually doesn't happen in music. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I wouldn't say that. And
first person
as a rapper, maybe, but as an engineer, you would hope to grow close with your clients. But you and I are like brothers now.
One thing I learned from him, like with rap music especially, it's a lot of me.
Oh, it's so individualistic.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's so crazy.
So it's like you meet people, but I'm one of those people that like to learn. I'm like, I want to learn as much as I can because like I want this shit so bad. So like for me, it's like I came to him and I wanted to learn. So he's teaching me while I'm showing him the same shit, and we're just learning together, so it just meshes. Yeah. And like, so we became friends over it. Like, you know what I mean? Some people don't get the friendship part. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just usually just business. Because you don't want to fuck over your money. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like,
so Pat,
happily, I got a motherfucker that's actually cool with me, likes me.
Is it harder then? Is it harder then in the rap industry to like collaborate and get people to come together and do shit like?
I don't think so. No. I think it's a lot easier just because the individualistic nature of rap music. It makes it so much easier to you hit somebody up and especially now you don't have to be in the same studio as somebody. You could like say you link with an artist that's your East Coast or West Coast or whatever the case may be, and you guys click or whatever, and they could send you a verse. Just it's so much easier for rappers to get together and do things, I feel like, than it is for other genres, just because there's not as many moving parts. But at the same time, you are gonna run into situations where there's a lot of ego. Yeah, like it's just
hella ego. I'm just telling you, I'm an egocentric ass nigga.
It's not even just with him. It's like I've seen a lot of people who.
I think that's just how it is, though.
No, but like, it's like for whatever reason, there's this, and it's not with everybody. I gotta choose my words carefully here.
You won't lie.
The ego thing, just basically like people who get super egocentric when they don't have any like chips in the game.
No foundation, like, no substance,
no clout, as you would say. Yeah,
no clout.
I fucking hate that word.
No clout.
Would you quit?
Don't at me.
This man's over here on his Instagram live.
Now we on Facebook Live. You know what I'm saying? I got a bigger audience on there.
But at the same time, though, it's kind of a double-edged sword, though, right? Because it's hard. I mean, I think it's very tough to find people who don't have an ego that are also very creative and
I feel like all creators have an ego. That's true. Because you have to stand by what you make. Like,
I'm not saying that ego shouldn't be there. You should always.
You just have to
be confident. Be confident, but don't be don't be an asshole to, gatekeepers.
Unless it's Daniel, and then
always.
But
No, but I'm saying,
Never be an asshole to him.
so Daniel, this will resonate with you. This is one thing that I've noticed from seeing like local rap shows. Because that at Main Street Cafe, no matter what venue it is, with bands and stuff, local bands, there's always the behind the scenes conversations of, oh, we're not fucking opening for them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's 4 bands. We're not opening. Blah blah blah. We've been around longer. Tommy's got a nicer guitar than that guy. Like just little things that make people feel entitled to certain spots on lineups.
I've made bands draw out of a hat before because nobody. I was like, "Who's opening?"
My honest
Or like,
opinion
"You're
on
opening." They're like,
lineups
"No." I'm like,
locally, I want to be the person that's either opening up for the dude that's we're opening for, or behind the dude that just paid for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I've done.
You know what? In my opinion, a good
You know what
show
I mean?
is a
Like,
good show.
And then
we
my
went-
shows are actually lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me though, locally, just right now.
I think
like,
if
if I go to
you-
somebody else's town, I'm gonna have to wait my turn too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to play. I have to stay in my. You know what I mean? Like, you have to wait. It's just, I don't know.
I think if you play a good show though and you kill it, it doesn't matter where you are in the lineup.
yeah.
Like I know my wife and I got tickets. We wanted to go see Queens of the Stone Age up in Pittsburgh.
Man.
And at
That's
the time,
different, though.
they
Like-
were being opened by Royal Blood, and we didn't know who that was. We had no idea. I think I might have listened to like 1 or 2 of their songs on the radio, and I wasn't like crazy about it. We got there, and Royal Blood put on such a good show that we left halfway through the Queen set because we were just like, "Yo,
No shit.
this sucks." Like
I've
I'm going
always
home.
wanted to see
Show.
Queens in the Stone Age too.
After seeing Royal Blood, we were just like, "This kind of sucks." Like I'm just gonna go home. I don't really want to watch the rest of this.
That's cool when that happens.
big name bands like that is a little bit different. I mean, local shows, it's my whole thing with the cafe was like if we have just a strictly local show,
level 100.
it's basically like who's opening, who's middle, whatever. If I'm bringing in a touring artist, I hate whenever I'm on tour, and I hate seeing it. Whenever you go to a show and they put the show starts at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and that
Right.
or that touring band's first, I hate it.
It's trash because then my thing is the walkouts that occur. That sucks for people, and
That's the most
ultimately
depressing shit in the world. bro.
ultimately the show is for the touring band, but there's more opportunity
That's
for a
why I
local
talk about the
band
placement
at
of
those
it. Like, you
shows
see people
because
walk on, it's like,
the touring band is supposed to be the draw that gets those local people the ability to perform in front of people that otherwise would not have shown up for their show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause it's tough to get heads in the door. It's that make people care factor. And if you don't have a whole lot of chips in the game and you can't bring people out to a venue, then
that's
you
the
can't.
great part about social media, though. That part right there. Once you start a brand on social media and actually carry it the right way, people will just start following you just because somebody else is. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it just keeps going and going. But like he's saying, that's the most depressing part of the show. Like, when you perform and then you're standing waiting in line to perform, and then you see like all these people just walk
leave.
out
Yeah.
because
they came here to see that
See
one
one
person. They
person.
just don't give a shit about
anybody
else.
else.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate it. Like that happens to us all the time.
Why would you
bias
want
it,
it?
but that's why I like
Why-
going at the end of my shows too, because like literally a lot of people came there to see me, so it's not fair so that everybody puts me at the end. So it's not fair for the other people that actually came to the show to perform to get a bigger, you know what I'm saying, bigger clout, bigger fan base. You know what I'm saying? But they'll fuck it up, and like I'm not gonna put show places out there, but like they fuck them up sometimes, the shows, and they put people that shouldn't be in the beginning at the beginning, and those people, those bigger crowds, 30 plus, that really takes out of a room because there's no big actual big, you know what I mean?
I feel
places
like
out
it's
here.
also it's not a venue issue, it's a promoter issue.
Yeah, see, that's why I like promote my own shit.
I just
I feel like it might be a lot on the actual artist too sometimes because they're like, hey, come watch
It
me,
goes
come
hand
watch
in
me,
hand.
come
It
watch
goes
me.
hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like they don't give a shit about helping the people that they're on the bill with.
which is something
know?
that, to be
That
honest
right
with
there.
you,
Yeah. That right there.
Yeah.
But with the scene around here, and my comparative like stance on everything is, I think of what it was like playing in local bands around here, and I compare that to what the rap scene is now, and just like the little things that I notice. And I will say there are a lot of people around here that when there is a show, They tag everybody else in the posts. They make
the
sure
best part.
that
You touching other people's
everybody's
problems, too.
retweeting the links, everything, whether it's new music being dropped, whatever the case may be. There is a very supportive network of people, both artists, fans.
That's the only thing I
and
try
all
to
the
preach to all the people I
in-between
work
on
with.
here.
Like, why blow up by yourself when you can have? It takes more than one person to blow up. Like, you're not going like if you're in a group, not everybody's gonna be famous. Everybody has to have their own fucking role. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you have a group of people with you, everybody needs to understand their role in the situation. Because once you do it, once you actually get there, not everybody's going to have... Like, you can sit there and say that through every fucking movie about music that you've ever seen in your existence. Not one band stays together, and there's always one person that's bigger than the other. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, when you got everybody working together... It's just everybody working together. Everybody's listening to everybody. So there's no way like you're not going to be heard.
Yeah.
I preach that adamantly to everybody I work with. Like, if you're working with me, you have to do all the shit that I do. Like, it's not going to work if you don't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't ride the coattails of somebody else and not put
And
in
not
any
be
work.
putting no food on the table. How are you going to eat with me if you're not bringing no food to the table?
Well, and I'll say this too. Like, I'll call some people out. So, having gone to that show that you guys did up at 123, there's this recurring thing, and it's kind of why I don't want to say we because it was kind of your idea, but it's kind of what this podcast is all about. Like, trying to get exposure to people, and I feel like everyone is in agreement that there's not great exposure in this area, and that there's a lot of great artists here.
I feel like there is. You have to.
They're
make
not
it.
getting blown
you
up.
have to
but
make it.
I'll say this
exposure.
much: the rap scene in this area is not content to just say like this sucks, nothing's happening here. It seems like every time that at the show, like every time I've talked to somebody about it, it's always like we're gonna do whatever the fuck we can to blow this shit up.
Oh yeah,
like together.
That's what I'm
Rappers
saying.
are some. There's some tenacious motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like,
I stage dived the other day. Like, you make your own exposure, bro.
Yeah.
Like, after I stage dived, my shit went straight up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people talk to me that I didn't even talk to before. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, fuck the scene. Like, I was in Cumberland, and I still managed to get to other places outside of Cumberland, which has a fucking population of 21,000, barely even that, maybe. Like, horrible. And it's mostly just drug addicts. So to tell me that like you don't get exposure from small areas, like that's what the internet's for.
Well, it seems like
that's
there's
literally, you know what I'm saying? Like the internet is literally just
it's not just the exposure thing. I think it's more of
the demographic.
the demographic, the support from the scene
The want to
itself.
come to the shows.
The want to come to shows, and
That's the only thing that kills me.
The fact that everything is so here. It's on your phone, so people can watch you on Facebook Live. People can do this, that, whatever, and
People hit me up. They're like, make sure you take pictures. Make sure you snap. Make sure you
come
snap
take
it.
your
Like,
own
you
fucking
just come out and
pictures.
just take a snap yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's not just you can't just narrow it down to one single thing. It's a combination of everything. It's the area itself because there's not a lot of people, which is it's not a bad thing. It's the lack of venues itself. Different places to play. It's the lack of
that's why I
the
love
support from the scene. It's just multiple different reasons. And if every single one of those things could grow a little bit like it used to be back whenever Patrick was playing in local bands. Whenever I first started, where we could go to Weston and bring 200 people
Cemetery
out.
Gates, holy shit,
and have 200 kids there. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah. It just seems like in the rap scene here that there's this kind of overall feeling of like, well, if you succeed, even if it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm succeeding, like
you're still gonna
it's
get
benefiting
noticed.
me.
Like, that's what I try to preach to everybody. I was like, yo, you don't have to sit here and look at me like, oh, you're about to blow up and leave me. Why don't you just work with me? Like, let's work together. Let's do this shit together. Like, as much as I'm gaining, you're gonna gain too. Because I'm sitting here gaining, that means somebody's watching you. They're just wondering, who's this guy? Who's Ghandiii working with next? Who's this dude? People tell me all the time, they're like, yo, I just got like 40 followers on Twitter for you at me. And I'm like, that's what's up, bro. Keep grinding. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, like, why not work with I tell people this all the time. Why shut people out and not work with everybody when they might know somebody that you don't even know? Because it's not what you know, it's who you know in this game. Like, if you like, that's how these people blow up. Like, these shitty ass people, they blow up. It's because they know somebody.
They know the right people.
They know the right people. That's the key to the game, knowing the right people. So why not work all together and put all our networks together? One person is going to blow up. It means that's going to keep going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the area that's talented.
Yeah.
It's like, literally, there's so many talented people here. And it's like, it's it's kind of like shameful because it's like the people that are actually up now, like you just see it and you're like, damn, dog, like I'm putting out way better content, like, you know what I mean, like, and it's just like, damn, is it like worth it? But like people just, I don't know. It goes back to just working together. Like you have
I feel
to.
like what makes a scene, you know, and we were talking about this earlier, how there's not a whole lot of a scene around here for local bands. But it's because there's not a lot of bands that are doing anything. I mean, everybody's getting older for one, so everybody that was part of our scene, you know, everybody's getting married, getting kids, jobs and shit, and it makes it a lot harder. Where rap, I feel like, again, and this goes back to there's not as many moving parts. You don't have to coordinate the logistics of getting 5 people in the same vehicle, all kinds of equipment together to make it to a certain place to be able to play a show. But there's so many rappers around here and so much going on, so many shows that are occurring that I think it's showing people that there is somewhat, even if it's just a grassroots thing, like there's still a community, there's still a scene. And when fans that aren't directly involved, like when people who are coming to the shows that don't have any involvement with being in the studio, the behind the scenes, maybe they're just friends with one of the artists on the bill, when they can come to these shows and they can see that, you know, not only are there people here that are trying, but the level of commitment and the quality of things, because I'm not the only person around here recording. There's another studio.
He's the best person recording. No, I'm just gonna say that because I'm an
that's
asshole.
Yeah, but anyway, like there's multiple ways for people to be able to start recording around here if you're interested in like a vocally
Shout out
centered.
ITMG too.
Yeah, if you're like a vocally centered artist, you can go and you can go to these different places, whether it's with me or another studio, and you can record and get a competitive quality product. And when you're able to put that into circulation in a local market and supplement that with performances, content, there's great videographers around here. Shout out Cole Frazier is putting together next level content for some of these people. Like it shows the folks that aren't directly involved and don't have hands in this
still actually have,
oh my God,
man,
something's happening.
And it makes them want to work too. Like that's the point of, like, that's the greatest part about it. Because once you get so many people worked and motivated, there's hope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I come from a city where no hope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people do drugs all day, have kids, have no options, just enclosed, no way out. So people, when I made music, they looked at me like I was fucking crazy. Like, oh, you're really trying to do this? And now when I do it, it's like, oh, Ghandii's doing it. Why don't I do it? Why don't I keep doing it? Why don't I keep pushing on? Why don't I keep going? Why don't I get motivated and do something in my life? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Can do
that right there, that's the energy that I want. That's the energy that, like, not a lot of people think to get because they're so focused on them. When you focus on the other people too, they want to be a part of it. Everybody wants to be a part of something big. Like, you feel me? Like, so why not make everybody join? It's smarter. You gotta be smarter than that, man. Everybody's so self-centered. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you gonna really get out if you're so self-centered? Yeah. So I try to put that in everybody's head. Work together. The more we work together, the bigger we're gonna get. Because not one person is just gonna sit here and blow up off the internet, get viral video, and just be like, oh, I'm blown up.
And then leave everybody behind. Yeah,
that's never gonna happen, bro. That's never gonna happen. This is not 2005. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a thing back then because, you know what I'm saying, music wasn't, like, it was all hard copy mostly, still in 2005. So when it got on the internet, you heard it like, damn, keep clicking it. So now it's not a thing now because all we do is click.
And there was staying power. Not to mention back then, like, there was staying power. Like, a song would be irrelevant for a lot longer.
For 8 years type shit.
Oh,
like,
the attention span of a listener.
I still remember
now,
Lollipop word for word. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Kanye, Jesus Walks On, word for word. Like, songs like that. That's a goal too. That's everything what makes me.
Honestly, I stopped trying to wrap my head around how to make it happen. I just
do it. I just grind now. It just works more. It's just a grind, bro. Like, a constant grind. You got to keep showing people that you're not giving up.
Keep doing good work,
like, you know
and hopefully something
like they say, you keep working,
I mean?
somebody will eventually notice you. No matter it be you're 30, 32, 25, 26, 27. If you keep grinding, bro, like, there's no way, like, nobody's not going to see you eventually. Like, it's just the point of matter if you're going to keep going or not. Are you really committed to the dream or not? Are you really doing this to do this, or are you just doing it for a hobby? You know what I'm saying? To get some pussy or something.
Because it's like popping to try to be a rapper now. Like, you wouldn't believe how many high school kids who have heard his stuff, or anybody else that I work with that may be a little bit more established locally or regionally. There's kids that are in high school, Bridgeport High School, Fairmont, the different high schools that'll get a hold of me and be like, man, I'm trying to come work. I'm trying to do this. And, like, it's crazy to see, like, that these kids are looking up to these people that I work with, and
That should be weird.
it's awesome. But it's, you know what? It's awesome
I'd be
because
sitting there, I'd be like, what? You
it's
listen to my
super.
music?
That's what keeps me going though, because my motivation in all this, like when I started to realize, like, okay, I can actually record rap and be involved in this, like, for a living, you know, and it's my career
I
now.
paid my bills
and
last month off my album.
and what I
shit.
do?
Damn.
Did you
That's
really?
wild, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
I made that post the other day. That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Even though it's $400, I
Still, I mean,
still paid
that's
my rent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, like what?
But like,
Yeah.
Are we living to do that? Like, fuck it. I don't even know.
my
Never mind.
motivation with this comes from, you know, I've been very lucky with my opportunities that I've had in music to be able to play in all kinds of different markets, do some pretty wild shit as a guitar player. Like it was an amazing experience for me. And if I can help provide a taste of that to somebody else, that's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
And to see so many people have such kind things to say, whether it's about him or anybody else that I work with that's putting out good content, like they're getting fans, and they may not be like blowing up, living in mansions, driving around like sick foreigns all the time, but at the same time, on
Baby steps.
yeah, it's baby steps, and to see
it's
that
a
people
marathon,
to see
not a
that people
sprint.
give a fuck, like that's just really
Say
cool to
sick
me.
foreigns?
Huh? Yeah.
Sick foreign
Foreign whips.
That's all we want.
Oh.
Big whips.
I've never heard anybody say that
Sorry, I'm really using terminology.
Right?
You really like caught me off
God
guard
damn,
there.
dude! I tell you what, if there's
You
anything
should
that
talk-
I've learned from working with rappers, I've picked up some fucking slang, man.
Every slang term I've ever used.
I'm from Bridgeport. I remember the first time someone told me to say less. They were like, "Say less," and I was like, I let it go a couple times. I just acted like I didn't realize what he was saying. And then he said it again, and I was like, "Are you telling me to like shut up? Like I don't understand." He's like, "No, say less means like." Okay, like I get him like, oh, my white ass from Bridgeport. I have no fucking clue what's being said to me half the time.
You wanna be friends, but I don't know you now. You hate me on drugs, but I ain't sober now. You looking for love and I want closure now. I'm in love with money, so it's over now. You wanna be friends, but I don't know you now. You hate me on drugs, but I ain't sober now. You looking for love and I want closure now. I'm in love with money, so it's over now. I'm in love with money, I want bands, bands, bands. I'm in love with money, I want bands, bands, bands. I'm in love with money, I want bands, bands, bands. So much money on me, I can't hold my pants up. That bitch broke my heart, I had to get my bands off. It's all being chosen, they don't understand us. If you come from where I'm from, you got a man up. All I know is drugs and trapping, but I'm not a thug. I gave you my heart and love, you show me that it's lost. Now I want a whip, same whip just like how Elon Musk. Bitch, I came up from the struggle, gotta pay me. These hoes, they ain't loyal, but it's still the same me. I'm in love with bands, that shit'll never change me. I put all my homies and you know the same thing. Now that I got clout, I'm still stuck up in my ways. I can still call my plug, flip it 8 or 9 ways. You wanna be friends, but I don't know you now. You hate me on drugs, but I ain't sober now. You looking for love and I want closure now. I'm in love with money, so it's over now. You wanna be friends, but I don't know you now. You hate me on drugs, but I ain't sober now. You looking for love and I want closure now. I'm in love with money, so it's over now. I'm in love with money, I want bands, bands, bands. I'm in love with money, I want bands, bands, bands. I'm in love with money, I want bands, bands, bands. So much money on me, I can't hold my pants
Pull up all black, move militant. Niggas say they raise stakes for who grilling it. Who real is this? Who killing shit? But they say that nigga Cure got me feeling shit. I figured I'd rap for just feeling shit. Cause with these hoes when I'm low, not feeling shit. I'm numb to the pain and this feeling shit. I construct the verse and get the drilling shit. Need a trillion, right? Nigga shade like 4 or 5. But what's changed for 20? No nigga shit for 4 or 5. We even thinking shit's funny.